Hello everybody, my name is GhostWTC, and in today's video, we have the second level limit break tier list coming out with the new batch. So this batch is going to include V1 Akainu, V1 Aokiji, V1 Fuji, V1 Borsellino, V1 Law, as well as V2 Katakuri. Now this is the non 6 plus icon because I am using Stump's tier list. He has not updated it as of the time of me recording this. So when the next level limit break tier list comes out and when the icon is updated, I will change it. So let's talk about actually one thing that I have changed. I've changed this to top 5 instead of tier 0. And I will be adding, well, I'll do it right now actually. Uh, just keep it that color. Oh, I'll just add a tier 0 right here. So we're gonna probably change that to just mm, this color. We'll just keep it a gray color. And we'll be moving characters into tier 0 and then top 5. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go for now. We'll put characters into tier 0 now and then put in the level limit breaks and then change around some characters later. So let me explain what this level limit break tier list is. So I'm gonna be judging these characters off of how much of a buff they gain. So how significant of a buff did they gain from this level limit break? Does it make them really, really good and then they'd probably go into top 5? Or did it make them kind of mid? Are they still mid? And then they'd probably be in tier 4 or tier 5. So that's how you should look at it, not as how the character is. My main example of this is Rayleigh. Rayleigh is a very, very good character, but the buff he got is not that significant. So I'm putting him in tier 3 versus some characters like Kuzan and Crocodile and Marco who got insane buffs with this level limit break that have made them, even better than Rayleigh, who was already good. So yeah, let's start with putting some characters in the tier 0. I'm gonna put Crocodile straight in the tier 0 as well as Sabo. And actually, you know what? Because there's not a lot of level limit breaks, for this time being, I will make this top 3. So for now, all these characters are going to be put down into tier 0. And then I'm going to move actually Barto up to tier 1. And then do I want to move any more characters? No, I think I'm gonna keep these characters here. So at the end of this video, once we have all these characters, move some up in the tier top, not tier, well, yes, top 3, and then move some characters into tier 0 as we go. So, as of now, there will be 3 characters from here, or some that could be added into here, then move up to there. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go, and let's start. So Akainu is our first character. He is pretty unique with his Captain effect, being able to get a free killer affinity boost if you tap on him with a strength slot, and obviously you want strength slots with him. Use that full board through block orbs, and has an attack boost. Now, I think that I'm gonna move not Barto, sorry, Akainu. Where do I want to move him? Is he better than? I think he's probably top of tier 2. My reasoning for this is he's probably better than Lucci because if you don't have Lucci Limit Break expanded, it's a lot of, cooldown that he gets from his Limit Break expansion. And then you want to activate it multiple times, so on that 12 turn cooldown, that's really unrealistic. So I do like what Akainu can bring to the table. He's mono strength related. If he was like mono driven, mono powerhouse, I think he might be even higher because when a color goes up against a color that it's like super ineffective against, it just gets completely nerfed, especially if they have a color affinity boost. So I'm gonna leave him top of tier 2. I think he's really good with this level limit break. And obviously, I forgot to mention, we're looking at these specials more than we are the captain because you're not gonna be always using these characters as captains. You're gonna be using them majority of the time as subs for their good specials because they don't have super type and they don't have super class. So yeah, Akainu is gonna sit right in the tier 2. And yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is Aokiji. Now, Aokiji's captain effect is the main thing that carries him. And as I said, we look at the specials more. Now, his special, in my opinion, is kind of bland because it just extends buffs, gives a pretty high chain boundary, and then damage. Now, because of how broken his captain effect is, I kind of want to leave him probably right here in tier 1 because I do like his captain effect. I do like that if you have him not limit break expanded, it's a 1.75 attack and or boost for 2 turns at the start of stage 3. Perfect for arena fight, just being able to clear it, and then you're meant to use a special there. and then carry those buffs into the next stage. So I like his effects as a captain. I think the chain boundary is still pretty good because obviously chain boundaries are the best chain buff you can get. And a million fixed damage is fine. I would have loved if that went through like normal attacks only. But I think what they've done with him is pretty solid. And I think you'll see most of his play. Like if you're gonna use Kuzan, you'll probably use him as a captain. So remember, I actually just want to say this. I have 0 of these characters level limit break 5. None of these characters on this I have level limit break 5. I have Buggy, Aokiji, V2, not V1, and I think that's it. Those are the only 2 characters I have at level limit break 3. So keep that in mind when it comes to this list, that I've only used a level limit break 3 for Buggy and Aokiji. So yeah, that's why I have more of a use of them, and that's why I love Kuzan. So let's actually talk about the next one, which is Fujitora. So Fujitora, I really don't like his buffs because he does a lot of things that just kind of get nerfed. He does a little bit of damage to all enemies. He uses a chain lock, which is his main component. He delays, he changes slasher slots. So like, realistically, if you use him on a team just for that chain lock, a lot of the time you're not going to be getting that orb manip. And I don't like it's only for slashers. I would have preferred if they changed it maybe to be for all characters, then this character would probably be tier 2. But for now, I'm gonna leave him at the top of, not top actually, probably tier 3. I do think 3.5 times chain lock for 3 turns is still pretty good, but if I want a 3.5 times chain lock, I'm gonna bring Shankscrew, because Shankscrew's also a slasher, and also has that amazing switch effect, and a really solid captain effect to remove special bind. So, in my opinion, I don't like what they did for Fuji. Like, because I just like, he delays, and then also like, I don't know, he does a lot of stuff that's just mid, and I don't like the part of his captain where you have to hit good, great, perfect, just like Log Luffy. I do actually want to bump Log Luffy, probably, yeah, probably over Jinbei, just because like, I did see someone in the comments say like, oh, he has a very, very low cooldown, which he does, so you can kind of spam out his special for some cooldown, which is pretty sick. But then again, I don't think that like deserves him being in tier 2, tier 1, just because his captain effect is still pretty good, but I do think he's just a basic unit. And like, if these characters are easily replaceable, they're not going to rank as high as some characters that aren't. So yeah, I'm going to put Fuji there. He's pretty easily replaceable, and a lot of his stuff is just kind of mid. And yeah, I mean, if I want a chain lock, I'll bring Shangsu. So yeah, let's move on to the next character, being Kizaru. Now, Kizaru, I really like what they did. He has the same kind of orb manip as Fuji, where he changes slasher and shooter slots. However, I do like that he provides an attack boost, 2 turns of cooldown, a color affinity boost, some damage, just like Fuji. So I do think he probably belongs in tier 2. Is he? Yeah, he's probably the top of tier 2 in my opinion. I do not think that he is like busted broken, since it's only 2 times attack and 2 times like affinity. But I think if you can set it up pretty well, it works, because if you have a full team of slashers, right? And I guess it's the same with Fuji. You get a full board of slots, but except instead Fuji gives a chain lock, but this guy gives color affinity, attack, cooldown, and like damage, which means you can partner it up with some supports. So I do definitely prefer Kizaru. I think he's definitely one of the better ones of the batch. I think he's number 2. This batch was kind of mid in my opinion. There's a lot of characters that just kind of letdowns, and we'll get to the next letdown in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna put him in tier 2. His captain effect's still pretty good as well, and because he gives himself like minus 4 turns of cooldown, like himself minus 4 turns of cooldown at the start of the quest, you can kind of just spam out his stage 1 special if you like partnered up with sockets, partnered up with a ship. So yeah, it does work pretty well, but I do believe that this is where he will sit for a bit. Who knows, I could bump him up like I did Barto. But yeah, let's move on to the next one, being Law. Law is a big disappointment in this patch. The only changes he got are a multiplier increase and increased damage taken 1.5 times. It does not bypass immunity. Now, the increased damage taken is cool, but because it doesn't bypass immunity, it hurts him a lot. And I think he is he better than Fuji? He's probably not even better than Fuji. Like, with this level limit break, I just don't think he's gonna see play. Like, realistically, right? We would have loved to see some other stuff. Like, I think the consensus was 1.5 times goes through immunity, right? If you're gonna make a character have 1.5 times increased damage taken, make it go through immunity. Otherwise, give him 1.75, give him 2 times, and then that way they're still like really good if they can get it to activate. But like this character could have been so broken with how they like made it work. Like they could have given him increased damage taken bypassing immunity, and then give him a conditional boost, and then he would have probably been tier 2, tier 1 because of how like broken that is. And his captain effect is really basic. It's an attack boost, more attack after some perfects, and then some HP healed at the end of the turn. Like it makes no sense to me why he's built in the way he's built, and why Bandai didn't like structure him better. Because it's a Law, you know. There's Law is a fan favorite character. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this new batch. We're gonna talk about the next one now, which is V2 Katakuri. So V2 Katakuri was the level, not the level limerick, the 6 plus of the month of July. So we got him for Pyro Rumble. Now we have his 6 plus, and his 6 plus is pretty good. So we can't actually see his 6 plus since it's not on the tier list right now. So we're gonna be using this icon. Now I think he is tier 0. I think his 6 plus is really really good, and I think it just provides a lot. And with this level limit break, if you have a limit break expanded as well, it provides a ton of stuff for your crew. Because you can get like an attack boost, changing block slots, attack boost in the following turn. His captain effect's insane with how many matching slots you have. Like you're barely ever gonna see negative slots. Like this character is still pretty good, and I do like his buff. So we're now gonna move into the discussion of top 3. So top 3, obviously 3 characters, and then we'll work on the characters in tier 0 and their placements, and then we'll kind of rally our way down every single tier. Think characters want to move up? Should I move characters down? Yada yada blah blah blah. So yeah, let's start. Well, this is no like this is not gonna change. Aokiji and Akainu are the best level limit breaks of like the entire game. They're insane at what they can do. Like everyone knows how good they are. Everyone respects how good they are. Everyone just knows like these are the best level limit breaks. Like these characters and what they can do with their level limit breaks is insane. So yeah, they're obviously going to be top 3. I do think Kuzan is better than Akainu, so Akainu is going to be second place. But who is going to be third? So last month we had Marco, we had Corazon, and the next one in the running is Katakuri. Now, I don't want to put Corazon because I don't like his captain effect, and if I kept it tier 0 and made it like top 5 instead, he would probably not be there because I don't like the effects that he has, seeing as his captain effect, you're not going to use him as a captain. Like, you'll never use him as a captain. And these characters up here, you'd love to use them as a captain. Now, I'm going to also bring Marco down. I think Katakuri will probably be top 3 for now. But then again, it could be that, like, hype of, oh yeah, we just got his 6 plus, oh he's so cool, and then, like, in the following months, he just kind of falls off. But yeah, I'm going to put him top 3 for now, in that order. So top 3 is complete. Tier 0 looks a little bit bland, but we're gonna move in some characters. So I think I'll probably move God Usopp in as well, just because he does provide a lot, being able to get 4 turns of an attack boost, 4 turns of an orb boost, delay through immunity, which is really sick. He deals damage, his captain makes all slots matching. He's only for shooters, but he's definitely one of the better shooter captains. I mean, you can get him to work, he's just insane. So I think let's sort tier 0. I think Marco, in my opinion, is still the top, and then Crocodile, and then Corazon, followed by Usopp, followed by Sabo. So I also think Barto is like really good, but I think he'll just be above Shanks. As for these characters, uh, hmm, do I want to move any of them up? Do I want to move any of them down? I don't think so, but at the same time, like, do I want to move him up to tier 1? For the time being, I will put Kizaru in tier 1 just because he's pretty good. But then again, we'll see more gameplay of him. He could be completely trash in play. As for tier 3, do I want to move any of them down? Now, I don't think I want to move any down, but do I want to move any up? Probably not, because like you're not going to be using most of these characters a lot. I think actually Jinbei, I want to put it like the top. His utility is still very, very good, and he can provide a lot to your fighters. So I know I just had him like almost at the bottom, but like he could probably be put in the tier 3, but I'm not tier 3, sorry, tier 2. But I think he's going to stay top of tier 3, and over the months we could see some changes with him. And Buggy and Sengoku, cost boosts and captains are just the worst ideas in the game. If they release another legend with cost boost, I will riot. I will riot Bandai. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up from me. We have Katakuri being top 3, and then the other highest characters are Kuzan and Kizaru in tier 1, as well as Akainu in tier 2, and then Law and Fuji in tier 3. So these characters, just kind of a mid-batch, to be honest. So hopefully next time, I mean, I know for a fact that we'll probably be getting V1 Sanji in the next batch. So yeah, you can expect that probably since the new Grand Voyage. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, feel free to subscribe. And if you have some differing opinions about the characters I put in top 3, in tier 0, and tier 1, all that, feel free to leave it in the comments, saying like, I think Fuji is the best level limit break of them all. Put him in tier 0, put him in top 3. If you want to say that, feel free to say it in the comments. I'd love to talk about it, because like, this is completely subjective, and obviously if you have some other opinions, let's talk about it in the comments, because yeah, it's an opinionated tier list. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me for the third time. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.